This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's game drive. My name's Isaac, and behind the camera is Big James. Sorry for the small technical hitch that faced us, but we are live and ready to take you on this afternoon's game drive. Well, this afternoon, I'm already at the Sausage Tree Pride area. But before I tell you about the sausage and the mission this afternoon, we have a lovely little bird walking down the track, and that's why actually I had to stop. This is the yellow-throated longclaw. He's a bird who lives in this long grass and feed on insects. Just like you have seen, he has murdered one already, and he's going for another one. I don't know if he's gonna get one. They nest in this long grass. They eat insects to gather seeds, and also they love being on short grass. That's why they're on this track. That's why they're walking here. You see that very bright yellow, beautiful throat. Hence their name, yellow-throated longclaw. They do have a very long hind claw, and I think that is for balancing or counterbalancing their long body and their short legs. Well, my mission this afternoon is I'm here, and because we've been wanting to give you full coverage of the Sausage Tree Pride, recently it has been very exciting following them because they've been making buffalo kills, and also Mitty gave birth to 3 lovely, beautiful cubs about 3-4 weeks ago. Kinky Tail has disappeared, and that is my mission this afternoon, to see if I can find her. This is where we last saw her, and I'm hoping maybe she's going to pop out for us. At the moment, there is nothing, but who knows? There must be something. So I'm going to drive up this bush here, and hopefully by the time I reach towards the end, I'll be able to pick her up. As you can tell, there is nothing much, but I tell you, this is where the Sausage Tree Pride hangs. We last saw them yesterday evening, and it was a big reunion. All of them were there. The 2 Aldonio Payek males. Jane, that was a beautiful bird. It was a yellow-throated longclaw. I'm glad you enjoyed the bird. Yes, and so yesterday was a big reunion. The 2 males, the 4 females, the new cubs, and also the 3 other cubs. So let me not waste much of your time. Let me take you down the road and see what we can find. Remember, I'm joined by my colleagues who are very far down south, and I hope, they'll be joining you and to say hello in the next few minutes. Well, the yellow-throated Jane, that yellow-throated longclaw you just saw, has got another one we call the rosy-breasted longclaw. It's even cuter than that one, but rarely seen. I haven't seen one for quite a while, and maybe when I see one, because this is where we see them, I'll stop and definitely point it out, because it's such a cutie. Yep. Here I'm following the Laga from Kambia Mungu area, and I'm gonna head all the way up to where it starts, and hopefully by the time I get there, I will be able to pick up one of the lionesses. If not, I'll go across the other side and follow it down. That is my main aim. It would be nice to see Kinky and, find out exactly what's happening, because she has disappeared on us for about 5 days. We know that she is the main. Exactly, yes, it is very nice. It would be nice. So she's the mother of these 4 females that are actually right now that we're seeing quite a lot. So to see her, it will be even more encouragement to know that she's still doing well and still giving birth. This pride is one of the most successful prides I've ever seen in the Mara, and it is such a pleasure for me to follow them and see them almost every other day. The weather here is very, very lovely. We're about 27 degrees Celsius and about 83 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's very pleasant, and I'm hoping the cats will come out. While I head up this way, I'll link you down all the way down to Kruger, where my colleague Jamie is gonna say hello and maybe show you one thing or two.
Hello, back to Jamie indeed to say hello. Very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Jamie, and this afternoon Sebastian is on camera with me once again. He was out with me on walk and it was thoroughly unsuccessful this morning, so hopefully this afternoon is considerably more so. So for those of you that missed the sunrise safari, I spent the entire morning basically about 2 steps behind Hosanna. We saw him very, very briefly, and he decided that today he just wasn't having it. And he walked all the way to Treehouse Dam. How far did we walk, Seb?
We walked almost 8.5k.
Cool. So this morning we covered very little ground, but we did 8.5 Ks of backwards, forwards, up, down, round and round. Down one side of Treehouse Dam, up that side of Treehouse Dam, back down the other, back again. That was just purely from us. I'm wilting. I'm exhausted.
Can we have the afternoon off?
Yeah, actually, I'm too exhausted. That 8.5 Ks was just too much. I have to go home. Seb and I are going to have the afternoon off. I'm so sorry. It's just too much. It's just too much. We'll never survive. Right, but while we were walking 8.5 Ks and not finding anything, Steve eventually managed to have some success, and he located the Nkahuma Pride just off Leadwood Road. So that's where I'm going now. As you know, of course, it is a slightly shorter sunset safari this afternoon because we have a rehearsal. So I just want to go and check that those lions haven't decided to go bounding across the boundary and leave us in their dust. They were very hungry. They were hunting buffalo last night. It's one thing that we did see from their tracks was that they were keen on finding themselves some buffalo food. Anyway, we're up and running now. We got off slightly later than expected because gremlins. Tristan had a similar problem, but fortunately he's fought them off, or at least someone's fought them off, and he would like to say hello as well.
Indeed, Jamie, we are up and running, and we also had a bit of a late start as well, so we do apologize about that. But we're on our way now, and there's a beautiful lilac-breasted roller that's on our path, basically. And so we just had a little look at that first. My name is Tristan. On camera, I've got Craig this afternoon, and it is a very warm welcome on to Rusty. Hopefully Rusty is going to behave itself and not give us too many issues. That's the plan anyway. But what we're going to do is we're going to head down this road, and we're going to go and try and see if we can find this leopard that walked past the dam cam and just see who or what tracks it is and whether or not we can find it. It's going to be a bit tricky, I think. If it is Tundi, which is what I think or who I think it might be. If it's her, we know she can walk, and she's not really one that will always stick to the road. So we'll just try and see. We'll kind of follow a little bit. But failing that, we're going to head off to where Jamie had brief visual of Hosanna this morning, and that's really where we're going to probably spend most of our afternoons to try and catch up with the little chief. That's the kind of idea for the afternoon. But in the meantime, we thought we'd have a little look at this lilac-breasted roller that is found itself a very convenient perch by the looks of things. It's kind of on the ground at the moment, and you don't actually often see lilac-breasted rollers spending that much time down like this for this long, particularly when a car approaches. They're normally quite quick to fly up and land in a marula tree or something like that and just try and kind of get out the way. But this one seems to be quite happy where it is. It looks like a fairly sort of young bird. You can see its vibrancy and its coloration is not hugely kind of bright yet, and so often the younger birds take a bit longer to kind of get those very bright blues and all those other colors that they have on them. No, it's landed. So there's quite a few of them actually that are calling around here. It seems like there's maybe 3-4 of them that are milling about, so maybe that's one of the youngsters that was born this year. And, I should say at the end of last year, actually. I keep forgetting that we are in a new year and that it is 2019. Even though we're 1 month down, I keep referring to this year and thinking of all the things that happened last year. Right. Now, we've been doing a spot of birding. Sounds like Isaac up in the Mara is doing much the same. And I wonder what feathered friend he's found this afternoon.
Well, not far from where you left me, I have found 2 of the sausages. I don't know which ones they are, but in that long grass over there, there is some tails. You see that? I haven't gotten close. I don't know. I'm so lucky. I'm so proud of myself. It's unbelievable. It didn't take me very long. I wish it would be like this every day. Anyway, I'm not close to them, so exactly I don't know who they are, and I've stopped so that I can let them get comfortable, although they are usually comfortable with us. Definitely they are the sausages, because no other lions can exist here, because these females, they're very fierce. And we'll find out exactly who they are. Once we find out who they are, maybe we'll be able to find if they are the ones with the cubs. So let me try and reposition, and maybe we can look at them closer and find out exactly who they are. Just hold on there, hold tight. So lovely, so beautiful. I wish things could fall in place like this sometimes. Now, who are you? Who are you? Do I know you? Okay, I'm gonna go all the way around. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see who these girls are. Now I can see their faces and their belly. James, are we already right there? Yes. You're good? Yeah, okay. Let's see. This looks like 2 of Kinky's daughters. This one here. Let me see. This one looks like Meaty. Yes, it is Meaty, and she is limping. Meaty is the mother of the 3 fresh ones, the 3 new ones. So, yippee! I know they're not very far. That is Meaty, and I can tell because of her used mammary glands. This one closer here. Who is this? Let me take my binoculars. Have a look. You can see the grass is obscuring. I can see the teats. Yeah, looks like one of the mother of the younger 4-month-old cub. This is great because this is exactly what was happening yesterday. If you didn't join us, yesterday we came across the Sausage Tree Pride on their old buffalo kill, and it was the first time that the males had met the young ones, but you could tell that Meaty and one of the other females were bonding in a way that like they will be spending lots of time together. And I think this is exactly what has happened. I cannot believe, but the way she looks, it's like she's looking for food. You just ate a whole buffalo 2 days ago. Wow. That is a look of looking for food. Safari, you asked me about how I can identify one of the females. There are marks that we identify her. The Limpy used to limp, and she had a scratch just across the nose, and that's how I know her. And then Meaty, she loves climbing trees, although she hasn't been climbed while I've been with her lately. But I can tell she's the one that is being suckled the most. So if I look at the mammary glands, I can tell that she is the one. That is how I can identify between the 2. Safari. Beautiful name, Safari. Bloop. Yeah, this is bonding, sister bonding. Yeah, think, they've been working hard. They killed a buffalo 3 days ago, then moving those cubs from where we left them yesterday afternoon. It's quite a distance. And they used their mouths, the patience of waiting for them to catch up, carrying them with their mouths, walking in the long grass. I would say, lazy, they're allowed to be today, according to Isaac rules. But it's such a lovely afternoon, and how wonderful it is, for me to see them. I'm so happy. Looks like they're a little bit active. They're looking around. I don't know what they're thinking. Giraffe Girl, you ask if, the mothers need to be well fed to feed their cubs. Definitely yes. Very much like we humans. If you don't have something to eat, then it means even your son or daughter won't be able to eat. The same with the lionesses. They need to have enough milk to feed the young ones. And in this case, the sausage tree pride are very good at that. Yeah, look at that. Very, very fat, very full of milk. That is really cool. She's finding a nice fresh spot with fresh grass. And she's gonna face us. Look at that beautiful face. It looks like a very innocent face. But that's, the closest you want to be to them. And I'm glad I'm able to observe them by on vehicle. Yeah, while I'm here now, I'm gonna try and see what they're doing. I'll send you all the way down to Juma in Greater Kruger, South Africa, where Jamie is scouting the waterhole.
We had a discussion about this the other morning, and apparently Lauren showed you these tiny little Egyptian goslings, and I said that I thought we needed some sort of, way of distinguishing between the various Egyptian geese that we see. So these 4 little goslings, trotting along merrily towards the water, belong to the Twin Dams Egyptian geese, which means that they are twigs. The ones at Treehouse are the trigs, and the ones at Buffelshoek are the begs. So I just had to make things a little bit easier. And then, of course, the Chitwa ones are called the chegs. Chegs get a bit confusing because there's quite a few of them. So the twigs actually apparently had 6 little chicks. They now only have 4 that I can see. That doesn't mean that they've lost 2 of them. Seb said that when he was here with Lauren, that he saw that 2 of them were quite separate from the rest of the group. So they might just be hiding somewhere. They might have got a bit of a fright when I drove round. Those little ripples, look at them, they're like waves. It's like being in a wave pool for those goslings. They're so tiny. Bounce, bounce. It's a wonder that they don't actually get motion sickness. Seasick would be the word for when you get motion sick on water. It would be seasick. Ravinda says that they look like the yellow ducks that you put in your tub. They do, don't they? Like little plastic ducklings that you bounce around. I went through a stage once where I hid plastic yellow ducklings throughout the entire university college. It was back when I was young and innocent, with little encouraging messages for people. Can't remember why I did that. Guess I thought it was funny. It was highly unoriginal, though. I remember on that note to send through your questions on #SafariLive on Twitter, speaking of being unoriginal. See if you can catch us out with an original question. Alternatively, you can do it in the comments section of YouTube. Here's how you can get hold of us. See if you can rack your brains for something truly intriguing. Now, the plan was to go towards those lions. I've stopped off at the twigs just because I wanted to see how they were doing. It's a lovely family, the twigs. Very nice geese. I always say to Seb that they're just, like the twigs. They're good quality geese. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea what I was going to say. Oh, we're going to go see the lions, but we can't get there yet because unfortunately it means it takes us through a no signal gap. And then if the lions are still there and if they're very sleepy, which they're bound to be, I think I'm going to go hyena den searching. I haven't forgotten about them either. But Seb had a good idea. Seb and I were just thinking about using the drone during our drone sessions to have a good close look for the hyena den itself, because for those of you that missed the last few safaris, it looks as though they've moved off Little Gowrie, which means that they could be somewhere. Emma says, good thinking, Seb. Well done, Seb.
Thanks, Em. Happens sometimes.
I'm just listening to Tristan. All right, I need to have a quick chat with Tristan, and I need to go and find my lions. Since I have currently only got geese, I think you should go across to Isaac and see even more lions in the Maasai Mara.
Yes, this is Limpy, close to me here. And she's been cleaning herself. I don't know what mission she's on. I don't know what she's thinking in her mind by the looks of her serious look and like solitude she's having over there. I don't know what she's thinking, but all in all, looks like she's getting restless. Philip, you ask if she lost the cubs, if the others will look after them? Yes, because they are part of the same pride. Lactating females cross each other's cubs, and these two are producing milk. So if the other one was to go quite a distance in search of food, then the remaining female will look after the cubs. I don't know if you noticed, but where she was scratching, there's a wound. Yeah, this is Limpy. Exactly. You see that limp? That is Limpy. She's had that for quite a while. It went away for about 2 weeks, but then it has come back. I think during that last buffalo hunt, she injured herself back. It hadn't healed well, so the injury came back, and she is limping again. Yes, looks like they're all very restless, and they've been moving around, milling around this area. I don't know what's in their mind, but according to this kind of behavior, it means they're getting restless, and soon if they find something, they might get up. This could be very interesting, because for me, it's unheard of, for them to go for something, just like seriously, stand up, get up, start stalking, find something and kill, go eat, because after eating, usually they will spend like 2 days just like resting, really resting. But over here, they've been looking up, checking the area if there's something, of which to me tells me there's no other behavior. Look at that, see that one now? She's up. That is Meaty. She's up, she's looking. This tells me, like, if they see something, they will go for it. Gabrielle, you ask where are Meaty's cubs? Do I think they're safe? They are very, very safe. If they were not safe, 1, 2 to 3 days, in case they are lost or dead, I have seen a female who lost their cubs, and usually they portray a behavior sort of like they are in mourning, where they would call with a very low rumble, and then they would keep walking towards maybe where they last saw them. But that is not the case here. All is okay here. They are all very relaxed, and I am thinking they are right in front of me. There's a big fig tree with a few shrubs underneath, and that's where I think they are. Once I'm done, with these guys, I'm gonna try and scout that area close to that fig tree, and then maybe we might be lucky to see the three new ones. It was very exciting to see them yesterday, so hopefully we'll be able to catch up with them today and see that they're all there. Remember, lions have got an amazing vision. From where she is, she can see a good maybe 1 kilometer, and so she can decide on what to go and which direction to go. That is Mitty, and she's gone. She looks like she's dozing. There's a few insects that are disturbing her. Paula, thank you for your question. You're asking what caused the limp on Limpy. When I met Limpy, she was already limping, and this was about 6 months ago. She was really limping then. Then I hadn't seen her. I saw her in October last year. Then I saw her early January, and then I've been seeing her quite a few times this month, and it had gone away, the limp. And also a few days ago it was gone, but until they killed the buffalo, is 2 days ago, it has come back. And I think it wasn't properly healed, and when they killed that last male, it was a big buffalo, maybe it wasn't properly healed, so maybe she injured herself and the injury came back. So actually originally I cannot tell you exactly it came from, but I would say that it was caused by the buffalo hunt. It came back because of the buffalo hunt. Don't you worry, it doesn't look any life-threatening, and because it was healing then, it will heal. So don't panic. Alice, you asked me if lions get arthritis. I don't know, but I would say if it's bone related, very much like us, I'm sure they would get it. Arthritis. It is actually a question that I have to go and dig deep, because those are it's a question that I've never been asked. I would say they do get it, but don't take me wrong. That is, I have to dig deep, but I think they do get it. But I don't know at the moment. I think they do get it. Please help me also. You can do a bit of research, and maybe in the near future you can tell me what you found out. And if I remember, I will remind you. I will go and definitely do some research. You can tell these girls are having fun. They're not hungry. It means their cubs are safe, and there's something they're discussing. It's girl talk. Nya, 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 nya. What are we gonna do? Huh? Yeah? Do you think warthog tonight? Or waterbuck? What do you think? Nah. I don't know what they're discussing. Yeah. Let me see what is on the menu. It tells me definitely they will be going hunting. So this is a place. Yes. This is a place I'm gonna stick. That is Mitty. You can say her mammary glands, how full they are, full of milk. Yeah, she's got lots and lots of milk, which is very good for her 3 cubs. They'll, grow up very well, and they need that because this is their first few months. They need to drink a lot. Yeah, it might get interesting, guys. I don't know, it might get very interesting. They're venturing out more and more. Bob, yes, I think they're planning dinner. And over here, it's definitely meat. But what kind? It's a question. She's moved quite a distance from us now. And this is sometimes... Well, I'm very rested with my lions here. Jamie is on the search, and maybe when I send her my good luck vibes, she might see one. So over to you, Jamie.
Not really. I'm not that much more active. I just happen to be driving very slowly in the direction of the Nkuhumas just to make sure that they haven't moved in the course of the day. Because I've known them when it's hot. Oh, sorry, I've known them when they're hungry to hunt when it's hot. So there's always the possibility that they did move. Now I know exactly when Limpy got her limp. I was in the Mara for it, and it was one of the only times I've ever tracked lions down. In the Mara, that is, not in Djuma. It's a very different experience tracking in Djuma than it is in the Mara. You can't really do it in the Mara. You're not allowed off the car. So it was the one time I realized that they were hunting buffalo. I could see the tracks in the mud, and I could see where they'd slipped all over the road, and I could see even where the lions had jumped on the back of the buffalo. And then we found a buffalo carcass, and that was the day that she had the limp for the first time. So I think she did it in a buffalo hunt. Standing by. Philemon's, Chilepan Road, Twin Dams, and then onto Leadwood. Okay, copy. I'll check out Mamba and Drakensberg Junction a little bit later once I'm done with these lions. Copy. Cool. Sorry, everyone. Just having a chat with Tristy. You okay there, Seb? You should be fine. There's a bit of a low-hanging branch just about to take out our antenna. There you go. You can see where Steve went off the road here and edged his way in. He did well finding these lions this morning. He had a real challenge. It's so thick at the moment that he said he walked past them probably about 3 times before he actually found them, which happens to all of us. It's a nice little wallow. Where are these kitty cats? This way. Lots of birds calling. They're somewhere in here. Oh, they've moved. No, there's the tracks coming down here. Here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna keep looking for these lions. I'm pretty sure we're getting very, very close to them. While we do that, I'm sure Tristan would like to explain about the conversation that we've... Oh, there they are. Sorry, Emma. Sorry. I've confused things for the delay. I apologize. It's hard when you realize that there's something in front of you. I might not still be live. I don't know. I'm sorry. I messed it up. Awesome. I'm really sorry about that. We're not really allowed to do that with the delay because we're adjusting all the time. And so as a result, Tristan would probably have been told he was live when he wasn't. So that was my bad. Anyway, there's the lions. They're very sleepy. Carpet of lions. Carpet of lions. Do you still want me to send them across to Tristy Ems? Oh, big rollover. Feet to chest. Belly rub. They don't look that hungry. Can't really see their bellies, but they're more awake than I expected them to be. Alrighty. Okay, I'm sure you're very curious is what I was going to say about what the conversation was about with Tristan and myself. So off you pop across to the Leopard Whisperer himself so that he can explain.
Well, I hope that you do want to come and hear about the conversations that we're having. What we did find is we found tracks for a female leopard, so I'm almost 99% sure it's Tundi, but she's on a mission. The way that those tracks are kind of registering is she's walking fast and she's heading straight kind of towards, well, she went through the Mulwati and now she's kind of heading in a south sort of easterly direction towards Nyala Road, Vulture's Nest, somewhere there. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just trying to kind of pick up exactly where she's gone, but she seems like she was really kind of moving it. So whether we're going to catch up with her, I don't know. Seems like maybe she had a bee in her bonnet as well, that she was walking so fast, because she hasn't stopped at any of the pans to drink. She's just mobile the whole time straight through. So I'm hoping that I'm going to pick up her tracks somewhere here. Now, sorry Emma, if you can just repeat that for me quickly. Wonder what she's up to. So Michelle, you say you love your girl Tundi. Yes, so she's a very special cat. She can be incredibly difficult to track though. If she's on a mission and she's trying to find something or go somewhere, she can be really difficult. She's not like Tingana and Hosanna that often like to walk roads and very prominent pathways and kind of just amble along and off they go. She gets kind of very sort of feisty in the way that she walks. She reminds me of those people that exercise by walking, or that Olympic race where you're not allowed to get your heel off the ground. That's speed walking, I think it is. She almost gets her speed walk out and off she goes. And so she can be quite tricky because she covers a lot more ground than you think she will, which is a little bit tricky at times. But I'm hoping that she's going to have popped out somewhere here. This is a route that she often comes. If she comes from there, she cuts straight through and then she goes over this drainage line. But I want to just check this water hole up in front. It's been quite warm this afternoon, and so theoretically she should, in all likelihood, have a drink at some point. She might prove us wrong completely and not come this way at all, but that's what I'm thinking. April, I don't think she ever really was mating with Tingana properly, if I'm honest with you. You're asking if she's done mating with Tingana. So they just mated that morning, those 4 times, and then they were seen mating that evening, very briefly, and that was it. Then there was no sort of further sign of them mating. We haven't heard any audio. I certainly haven't seen anything on it, and we would have, if they were properly mating, I think would have heard them going for 3-4 days, and the audio would have been quite kind of clear. But I wonder if it wasn't just her trying to play a very clever game, in that maybe she sensed the presence of that other male that was there, pretended like she was in an estrus. Basically, that takes all the attention away from the fact that she had a carcass and Tlalamba in that area, and she can try and then lure the boys away from it and try and kind of get her or get some safety and some distance between Tlalamba and where she is and those males. So it would be interesting. I mean, maybe she's in a estrus cycle, but I don't think so. It would have lasted a little bit longer than that, in my opinion. I might be wrong completely, though. It's just my opinion that's saying that. I can't find any tracks, though, that are crossing or going towards this water point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back towards Vulture's Nest and see if maybe she's popped out there somewhere. Steve said this morning he had lots of alarm calls of baboons from the Mulwati side. So maybe she's somewhere around here and kind of stashed a kill or Tlalamba, I don't know. So we'll just go and kind of have a little look, and if we don't find anything on Vulture's Nest, then we're going to head off towards Hosanna, because I don't know if she's going to be easily found this afternoon. Now, one animal that was easily found before Jamie was the Nkuhuma Pride, and so let's go back across to her and see what the Pride is doing.
Yeah, to be honest, this was not really a challenge, finding these lions. Steve did all the hard work this morning, and tracking a pride of lions is a very different story to trying to track Tundi, who is as difficult as her mother was to find when she wants to be. Sometimes I really honestly think that most of the time our Tundi sightings have been just that she's just showed up, and it's been a very nice surprise for us all. We bumped into her. There's very few times that we've actually successfully tracked her down. Lions are a little bit easier. Nothing can lounge like a lion can lounge, which is exactly what they're doing now. Oh, while our lions may be lounging, apparently the sausage tree cubs have made their way to join the rest of the females. Let's go back to Isaac so he can show you them.
Things have gotten better. These two lionesses walked up the road where it looked like one was going to hunt, and then she stopped, and all of a sudden another female came out of the bush, and a little while the three older cubs came out. Unbelievable. It's like they wanted us to see them in sequence, not all at once. So these are two females. I would say this is Limpy and one of the other females. Mitty is a long way up there. She's all by herself, and I think her cubs will come out in a while. See where Mitty is? Mitty is way up there. That's where she is. She's a long way. She's lying in that long grass. Do you see her? That's where she is. And I am thinking the new cubs are not very far from there. So I am seated here with Limpy and one of the other females and three of the cubs. And I'm hoping... Yes, what's the question? Yeah, all is well here. Chick. Will the older cubs be a danger to the younger ones? Yes, they can be a danger if let unattended to play with the little ones. And if you didn't join me, let me try just explain a little bit. What happened yesterday is you could tell Mitty was really defending the little ones every time these older cubs tried to get close to the younger ones. And the main reason is the older ones would sometimes be so excited that they might end up even biting the younger ones or swatting them with too much force, which could lead to death. So the mother was very protective, and he has to discipline them until they know how to deal with them and to be gentle with them. And that's why when she's going to be able to allow them fully to play with them. But yes, they can be a danger if let unattended with the young ones. You can tell here they are drinking. So they're still very dependent on their mother's milk. And right now it's in plentiful. It is flowing. And that's why you can tell the mothers are just like, how much do you want? Yeah, they've been eating so well, the sausages, such that, there's no problem with producing milk for the young ones. I wish every mother was like that. You can tell, life is good here. No worries. Hakuna matata. Yeah, the ambience here is perfect. A little bit of wind, some birds singing, beautiful, beautiful weather. It's not hot, it's not cold. I'm all by myself here, and I'm having a great time. I hope, you're doing the same. Please remember, this is happening all live from the Great Mara Triangle in Maasai Mara in Kenya. And if you want to tell us something about these beautiful creatures, just holler us on #SafariLife, or you can live stream on YouTube. You can tell that female doesn't want to. Well, that is one of the youngsters here yawning. Well, I understand Jamie's lions are awake. Let me, push you all the way down to Jamie and see what's happening, and I'll be back soon.
Well, thank goodness we moved when we moved. And it comes as I'm sorry, the Mangeni male just relieved himself behind our car, and it stinks. It absolutely stinks. Seb's about to die back there. His eyes are watering. Oh man, really? Did it have to be right there? Oh, he's gone now, Seb. I think we can move. Should we move? Let's move.
But I'm not reversing it.
No, I won't reverse it. Don't you stress. Oh, there's the hip injury female. Thank goodness we came here now. Ouch, it is actually open quite a bit. That is, it's fine. Unbelievable that she managed to survive that. It really is. It was such a massive wound. Looks sore, but it's definitely... Oh, they've brought all the flies, Seb. Oh, let's get out of here. Let's just go forward a little bit. Oh, no, I can't now. There's a lion behind me. No, I can. I can. We're good. I have to tell you something. I've been saying a lot, often, about the fact that I think that the Nkuhumas are going to fall pregnant in the next 3 or so months. I have to say one of them looks pregnant, and potentially quite heavily so. Her nipples are starting to show. They're quite prominent. Oh no, don't you poop where I was going to drive you to. Okay. I think there's a possibility that we're going to have Nkuhuma cubs a little bit quicker than we thought. I'm just going to wait for her to finish. Everybody's going, oh, marvelous. Landmines abound. Oh, jeepers creepers. If you told me 3 years ago I'd be saying words like jeepers creepers, or 4 years ago, I would have raised my eyebrows. Goodness gracious me. Right. Cool. Not that bad. Not that bad. Just haven't smelt fresh lion scat in a while. Izamami says that the old girl with the wound is tough. She is, isn't she? She's absolutely astounding. Her resilience in the face of that injury, which we were just talking about it, we were trying to think when it was first seen, or when she was first seen with it. Just was saying they went into Kruger and she came back with it, but it was 2017. So it's taken her a good 18 months for that wound to reach the point that it's at, and it's already been opened up again. Let's go catch up with them. I think there's a good chance they're going to pull a number on us and disappear south. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh. It's fine when one lion relieves itself. It's quite a different story when all 11 that I've seen so far do the same in the same place. It's quite overpowering, to be honest. They are going directly south, which was exactly what I didn't want them to do, because that's the direction of the boundary. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll go on to Chitwa. I think they're thirsty. They're definitely hungry. I'm very glad we moved when we did. Okay, and we follow along behind the lovely ladies and see where they take us to. Let's go across to Isaac, whose sausage tree cubs are apparently full of the joys of, well, summer.
Now the young ones are really going at it. They're all drinking from one female. And this is proving to me of their socialhood when all is well. Remember, lions is one of the true most social cats in the world. And when they do this, this proves to me beyond doubt that it is actually true. And here, there are two sets of cubs. You cannot see them really well. And there's nothing we can do about that because there is grass. And nobody is willing in this car to go and cut off the grass. And I think you want to see this show, so I don't want to lose anyone in my vehicle. So we're gonna just have to appreciate the way it is. So there are 3 cubs there. There are 2 different ages. Most of you guys know. You've been with us too long. I'm not complaining. And they are suckling from one female. I'm sure for them drinking and for her being this comfortable, it's a reliever because maybe it was getting too much. I've had, some experiences where when there's too much milk, even I've seen cows, they start mooing and getting really irritated and moving towards people because humans are the one to relieve by milking them. And I think this is the case. She's feeling so nice now that they are drinking that milk, and so she can make more for them. So it is perfect timing for the little ones. They just came out and they are getting their mouthfuls of nice, rich lion milk. I wonder how it tastes. I think it tastes like lion milk. This is the other female. It's not easy. You say it must be hard being a lion mom. It is not easy. Can you imagine, having to kill every other day to feed all the cubs, and what you're hunting is actually afraid of you. It is faster than you. It is sometimes stronger than you, and you cannot go to somebody else's territory to try and get what they have. It can be quite hard, and I'm very happy for the Sausage Tree Pride because they have mastered the art of surviving in the harshest conditions by killing, buffaloes. These are unique type of lionesses. You really come across such courageous females who entirely go for fully grown buffaloes. So it is tough, but these lionesses are the best in this area. Yes, it could be tougher for other females, but these guys, I think they're quite okay, and I love them. Okay, I think we have some active lionesses down in Duma with Jamie. Let's see exactly what they're up to.
We do. They're moving quite quickly through this block, so I'm just going to try and get around. It is thick in here. They've changed whole direction ever so slightly. It looks as though they're going to go a little bit further to the east, which is great because it does mean that they're not getting too close to the boundary yet. That also means they're about to go into the thickest of the thick vegetation. Amazing how different life is for us now that it's summer. Oh dear, Seb, we're in trouble. I have got us into trouble. I think I have to go around this way. Chris, you say, are there 2 lions missing? I'm not sure. I haven't done a proper head count, but I counted 11, actually, I think. I'm convinced that we're missing 1 sub-adult lioness. We have been for a long time. I can still see them. I just can't get to them. So I'm unfortunately quite sure she's been missing for a while. I think, they're onto the water there. I think, unfortunately, they have lost 1 of their sub-adults, which means that in total there should be 10 Nkuhumas, plus the Mangeni male. And I think I counted 11. I just got distracted by the 1 pregnant-looking lioness. And by the time I sort of caught up with myself, I'd lost track. So I didn't do a completely accurate head count. There's a secret little pan here that they're drinking at. I'm going to have to go through this way. Of course, they're drinking with their bottoms towards us. There we go. There's the pregnant one, I think. I think it's Amber. She's got her bottom right in the air. She's there. She's just turned to the left. There you go. Look at that belly compared to the empty stomachs. Oh, growly, growly girl. Yes, nipples look more prominent, although Amber Eyes always has had, I think, quite prominent nipples, but I think she's pregnant. Just looking at the way... Oof. Maybe definitely. She's certainly grumpy. Grouchy kitty. Growling at everyone. That looks like a belly to me. Cool. Okay, let me do a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one does look as though it's going to go toppling in head first. There's the Mangeni male. Okay, some of them are much hungrier than others, though. There's also something that I've noticed. So obviously at some point when the pride was separated from each other, some had a meal and some didn't. Oh, girl. She doesn't even limp. It's quite extraordinary. She just powers on. Ouch. That must be highly unpleasant, having all those flies in her injury moving around there. Ooh. Horrible. Sorry, excuse me. Standing by yours? Okay, copy. Thanks, yours. Yeah, we're always looking for him. Enjoy that. It's Daryl. Okay, copy. No worries. Tell him I say hi. Yours has just called me to let me know that Daryl is outside the camp in Buffelshoek. So there we go. We have an update on Daryl too. What on earth were you trying to say to me, Emma? I'm sorry. I know you asked me a question, but I was not listening in the slightest. It was, I think, from Zephyr, but I might be wrong. Zephyr did. It was from Zephyr. Zephyr says that they definitely look as though they could use a meal or need a meal. They do. They're not as hungry as when I last saw them, I don't think. They have eaten something. Oh, I love watching lions drink like this when they have to bend right down. So cute. Holding their weight up with their paws. Oh, I wish I was down eye level with them. Be so cool. No, Gabrielle, I'm sorry. Gabrielle wants to know if I can estimate how many months I think that Amber Eyes is pregnant. If I had to guess, I would say that it could be looking at that belly around about 2. It only really starts to show towards the end of their 3-month gestation period. Look, I could be wrong. It might also be a food baby that she's carrying quite low, sort of towards her back legs. But judging by the tummies on the others, I don't think so. And the prominence of her nipples. And this is Amber's year. I've just got a feeling. This time, she's going to succeed. All right. As our lions gather together to snooze away for a little bit longer, we're going to send you, talking of pregnancies, we're going to send you across to lions that have already had their cubs.
Well, while you're still thinking, Jamie, you're thinking about when your lion is going to give birth, I'm happy to see my bundle of joy again over here. They just came out. Remember, I told you Mitty was quite a distance away from us. All of a sudden, the little guys came out, and they are having fun. I think she wants to give them milk, but they're not interested at the moment. They're interested in one another. I don't know how many I see. I see 2 at the moment. No, Ngabi?
200.
Kuna moja na kunywa? How many do you see? I see 2. Uh-oh. This is not good. They're supposed to be 3. I left them being 3 yesterday. Okay, guys, I don't know what's happening here. I see two, but let me see. Let me give it a little bit, a few more seconds, a few more minutes, and see if the other one is gonna come out. I see the pale one. It's the one to the right. The one I told you it's much paler than the other. And then there's the darker one to the left. But I don't see. There's supposed to be three, but now there's two. What is happening here? Yeah, there is two, which is not a very good sign. But I'm here. I'm hoping the other one is gonna pop out of those bushes there anytime. Otherwise, it's going to be not good news. I see two only. Very playful. Looks very healthy. The one is trying to drink. Yes, I did mention that yesterday. One is very pale. I wonder what it's gonna, look when it gets older. I don't know if it's gonna get dark, back to its normal lion color, or if it's gonna remain the same. My thinking is it's going to remain paler, quite pale, which is going to make it stand out quite a lot than others, and it's going to make its survival quite difficult. Quite a lot of disadvantages being lighter here. You'd prefer to be much darker, so you can hide and conceal yourself. You can. Yeah, well, these guys are having fun here, but I understand Tristan has found one of Juma's beautiful leopards, and I'll take you to Tristan to see what's happening.
I am indeed, because I found what I was looking for. Not Tundi, but Hosana. So he's got a very dirty face, which I don't really know what's made his face so dirty, if it's mud or if it's blood. But either way, he's got stuff all over him at the moment. Now, we're just going to reverse with him so that he kind of just stays in front of us. He should kind of come round the bend quite quickly. And then there's a game path that he's probably going to take. So I'm just going to go way away towards the other side of the game path, and then he should come towards us and we can get a kind of good view. He's on his way to Treehouse Dam, which is where we thought he might go. And we were just commenting on the fact that if he's walked here, it's going to be quite tricky because there's lion tracks all over the road, and that's going to make life a little more tough. Where are you going now, boy? You're going the wrong way. But this is the game path that I was talking about. Often when the cats walk here, they just walk straight. The cars go around, but the cats can go kind of straight at us. But he's just stopped there for a little bit at the bush to sniff around. I don't think he'll be long. You can see his little white tail kind of flicking on the other side. So super cool that we've managed to find him. I was hoping that he hadn't gone south. I was a bit worried with all the scent of lions around that he might decide to just kind of turn and head southwards and try and get away from the scent of lions, but he seems non-fussed by all of this and is just walking straight towards us. Why his face is so dirty, only Hosana knows at this stage. So it doesn't look like blood. It looks like just more like mud. Maybe he was lying on the edge of the water and rolling around, and now he's got mud all over his face. He's looking fantastic though, isn't he? Look how big he is now. Might do a spot of scent marking. There we go. So the other day when I was following Hosana, I thought to myself, does he actually scent mark when he does this scraping? And he actually does. So he does scrape and then scent on top of those scrapes. So I had a really kind of good look the other day when he was doing it. So he is scent marking, for those of you that weren't sure if he was actually doing it or if it was just kind of learned behavior, but he is indeed marking as he goes. Now I think he's doing a little bit more than a urination there. He might have gone to the toilet. He's still quite full. I'm quite surprised he didn't use the path that I thought he would. He's come along the other one. All the lions used the path, but maybe that's why he's just going to be a leopard and he's not going to take the path today. But either way, I'm glad that we managed to find him. I was a bit worried that, like I say, that he was going to cross south towards Little Gari, but instead he knows where he's supposed to be and is coming deeper back into Djuma, which is wonderful news for us. Hopefully he's going to go and spend the day at Treehouse Dam. Now, the other bit of good news is that it sounds like Isaac has had a bit of luck of his own and has managed to find the third little cub.
Well, it is such a relief. The third one has emerged from the hiding just behind the bush there. I'm so delighted, and I hope so are you. Things are back to normal. I can breathe better now that I know all three are here. And now you can, when you look at them, you will see the great difference between the two darker cubs and the lighter one. There is one really yapping. I don't know what he wants. And there's one really interested with his mom's tail. I don't know what he thinks it is. Can you hear the calling? Let me shout a little bit. That is a lion cub. I don't know what it wants, but it's really calling. It's the one that is in front of mom. These are so cool. Okay, the pale one. Yeah, this one is quite interested in us. Yeah, quite curious. For the first time, he's taking a look at the vehicle. Oh, gotta get washed. There is one that's really yapping. I think that's the one. Which one is calling? Do we have another one? I'm trying to see which one is calling. It's rather getting interesting here. Yes, this is cuteness overload. Okay, guys, this is very interesting. You see she's looking down the gully. We might have a surprise here. I don't know if we missed out that she had 4 cubs, because there is one calling. Okay, excuse me. Yeah, it's coming out. Getting closer. Come on, guys, can you hear that? It's a minute. We might see a miracle, I would say, because I see 3 here, and there's one that's really calling. It's calling and it's coming. Okay, just my heart is pounding here right now. I don't know what to think, because I don't know if she actually had 4 originally, and we've only been seeing 3, which raises questions. Where has the 4th one been? Because it is definitely a young cub's call, and it's calling from where those 3 are playing just behind there. That's where I hear it. Okay, hold on tight. Big, James?
Yes.
Yeah, let's move a little bit to the other side and see if we can see the little one. Guys, this might it's getting quite interesting for me. Just hold on there. I'm gonna drive right around, and so we can see down the gully, and maybe we might find, who's calling, because definitely it's a cub's call, and I don't know which one it is or who it is, but let's find out. This is where it gets all very interesting to learn about these animals. And yeah, it's really calling. It's down there somewhere. I can hear it. It's calling. I can't see it. It's nowhere to be seen, but definitely it's a lion, a young cub's call. It's somewhere in there. If you zoom in there, inside there, it is. Yeah, we cannot see it from here. It's somewhere in there. Yeah. Let's change positions. Well, I'm gonna stick around here. Definitely, I'm not going anywhere, because I would like to really know what's going on. Sometimes we think we know everything, and then we end up learning something new every day. This might be the case for me. The three are out there, I can see them, but there is a lot of yapping. I'm gonna stop right here. You see the three? You can see the three playing there. There they are. There's one calling. Okay, guys. It's just a matter of time. It's gonna come out. And then this is when we're gonna start discussing about exactly what has been happening. We all through thought she had three. Can you hear that calling? Well, Mitty, wake up and do your duty. That little one is calling. Yes, little one. Everyone is sending good vibes. Come out. Well, I think it's over for me. This is the experience that I would like to see unfold. I don't know how it's gonna end, but there's definitely a little guy who is in distress mode, really calling and calling and calling. Hear that? Well, this is nature at its best. There's nothing. Yes, Kimberly, come on, little one. That's the same thing I'm trying to say here. I cannot interfere at this stage. This is nature at its best, and whatever happens, it will happen. Well, we're gonna get interrupted slightly because we're gonna go into school drive shortly, but we'll remain with these cuties. So keep watching, but we'll be doing school drive shortly, and this is going to be the experience this evening.